Hello, welcome to Pursuit of Perfect System. My name is Terry Ellis. I'm an audio reviewer and a Dirac Live Calibrator. And in this video, let's talk about the Munich High End Show 2019. I've literally just got back and I am suffering the Munich High End blues to some degree. And it's not surprising why. It is an amazing show. And, you know, I class myself as being very lucky. And it's a real luxury to spend as much time there as I did. And I really enjoyed myself. I spoke to lots of fantastic people who work in the industry. Some are old friends. I'm as much excited and buzzing about the experience as I now feel kind of deflated by the fact that it's all over, because there's such a build up to it. There's so much goes into it to make it the special event that it is. It's natural to feel a little bit kind of deflated and stuff after. But so the purpose of this video, I want to do a little bit of a review about the show in general, but more importantly, I want to talk to you about the video coverage that I've done for it, how I decided to approach it, and I think more importantly, how I decided to approach it from an audio recording point of view. Quickly start by just talking a bit about the show, because it is an amazing show. The organisers, the High End Society, you know, they've been doing it for years, and it's such a polished event. It's organised perfectly once you understand the layout of the MOC, and it's a big show, a big show, and it was busy this year. People queuing up downstairs, people queuing up the stairs, people, you know, literally buzzing and excited to get in. And I'm not surprised. It really is an absolute spectacle for the hi-fi industry in general. And as a result, it pulls in manufacturers and attendees from all over the world. And I literally just cannot sing the show's praises highly enough. I honestly don't know how they do it, how they tie it all in together. It's literally, you know, a slick, well-oiled machine. So I think that's enough chat about the show in general. I'm sure a lot of you would want me to sit here and say this system sounded best or that room sounded best. I can't do that. There's a reason why. And I'm sure some of you out there might be thinking that, you know, I'm pumping all this up and I'm, you know, elevating all this to kind of, you know, emphasize things, and I'm kind of exaggerating and stuff. So just for those of you who might be thinking that, roll the video. Wow, I hope you enjoyed that. What's interesting about that 3-minute video, where it's literally a couple of seconds of all manner of different pieces of equipment and different systems and stuff, is that is literally but a tiny amount of the 12 hours of footage that I filmed at the High End Show, which equates to about 1 terabyte worth of 4K video footage, and also recorded about 8 gigs worth of audio recordings as well. So put that into context, about 20 CDs worth of audio recordings from the show. And I think I will probably have about 60 or 70 different videos to make, all manner of ones. We'll talk more about those in a second, to bring you as part of a video coverage. So like 60 or 70 different rooms that I attended. And the crazy thing about that is it's probably only about 50 or 60% of what was actually on display at the show. So I was filming for 8 hours a day for 4 days, non-stop. Didn't stop for lunch. I did stop for the occasional chat, but I was on the go all day, and all I was able to cover in all that time was about 60% of the show. That is how massive it is. That is how awesome it is. That is how much effort gets put into it, and how much attention it gets from hi-fi manufacturers and exhibitors and distributors and stuff all around the world, because they all want to put their systems out on the stage for really the whole world to see. And that is what I'm hoping the video coverage that I've done for the show will help do. So how did I approach covering this show with video and audio? As a solo person, covering it with video, I put a lot of attention in to try and get the best video quality. If you imagine, it's quite a difficult thing when you're walking around with a big camera rig, and if you want to know what I look like at the show, we can thank PMC for this photo. This is me. This is how much gear I carry around, obviously, at the show. So if you imagine, I'm going through different rooms. Some of them are light, some of them are dark, some of them are really, really dark. You're trying to film in there, trying to not tread on, a £20,000 power cable. You're trying to not bump into a £50,000 turntable. You're trying to not tread and break any lights or any of the set of plants that are in the rooms. So that's a challenge in itself. Then I'm trying to film around other attendees and other people filming and other people taking photos. So that's a challenge in itself. But I did my best to create kind of the most interesting, smoothest, in terms of motion, the most detailed, with the best light and clarity that I could get from a video point of view. And I also tried to move around the room as much as possible to show the system from different angles, from low, from high. And I also tried to show not just necessarily the speakers or the bits that are on display at the front. I tried to show the other parts of the room, the decoration, the way things are laid out. Sometimes the systems are off to the sides, or sometimes the exhibitors have different speakers in different parts of the room. So I tried to show as much of that as I could. And obviously it's 4K footage. It's about the best that I could get it at the moment with everything else. But I think most people probably agree that the video footage that I shoot at shows is already very high quality. The big one is the audio quality, the recordings that I was doing. Now, I firmly believe if you're going to do an audio recording of anything, then really the audio recording needs to sync up with the video. Really, what you're seeing with your eyes should be what you're hearing with your ears in terms of mic placement. So I recorded the show with the exact same recording rig that I use here as part of my review. So it's a stereo microphone setup, studio grade microphones using a studio grade recorder, but a portable version. Now, the big choice for me at this show, and it's the first time I've done this, is I decided to use the maximum audio quality from a recording point of view. So the recordings are done at CD quality, so it's 44.1 and 16-bit. There's no point recording any higher than that, I don't believe. But when it comes to options and settings you've got on the recorder, what I normally do at a show is I engage a limiter. That means when I go up near the speakers, or when I go near the system, obviously the recording's not going to blast out and it's not going to clip the recording. The trade-off of that is that the total dynamic range of the recorder is reduced slightly. So it's the high-end show. I'm recording, some of the greatest systems that are in existence across the world today. I'm recording a £100,000 system as an average, or a €250,000 system as an average. Me, as the recorder of that system, needs to do his utmost to try and record that at the highest possible quality that I can. So this year, and for Munich, and it's the first time I've done that, and it'll be interesting to see what it's like. I disabled the limiter and I recorded at the very highest possible sound quality I could. Now the trade-off of that is, bearing in mind, you know, music's dynamic. I don't know what's coming. I don't know whether there's going to be a big bass peak next, or whether there's going to be a big transient, you know, orchestral peak next. And I don't know if that's going to happen right at the time when I move up close to the speaker for a close-up. Throughout the recordings and throughout the videos, there might be some sections of the recordings that are clipped. I'm trying to create an authentic experience, what it would be like for you to attend this show, walk around the different rooms, see all the different things for yourself, hear all the different systems for yourself. And if anybody's attended a hi-fi show will know, one system's played loud, one system's played quiet, one system's played sometimes really quiet, and other times it's really loud. And sometimes that's music dependent, other times it's just exhibitor dependent and how they feel best they want to put across what the capabilities of that system. So the recording volume stayed at a fixed maximum volume. At times the systems were played very, very loud. It needs a big systems, you know, big speakers. So there was at times I reduced the volume down from the recording point of view to prevent clipping, which is, you know, something I just had to do. And the majority of the recordings are set exact same volume level. So that's to give complete consistency across my whole channel, everything that I record going forward, you know, room to room to room. You know, the whole idea is to experience the different rooms and the different systems. How can you do that if variables are changing? So they're not. The variables are identical. The microphone rig, as you saw in that photo, is attached to the camera. So it's just a couple of inches above the camera. So essentially what you're seeing is what you're hearing. And that's something you need to pay attention to. Sometimes I was very, very lucky. I could film in the room sweet spot for the best audio. At other times, I had to move around other people, above other people. You know, sometimes I'm filming maybe 8 foot in the air. So you're listening to a recording 8 foot in the air, or off to the right of the sweet spot, or off to the left of the sweet spot. Factor that in when it comes to the audio recordings, because that is literally the best that I can do. There's lots of other people at the show. I can't expect everybody to get out of my way to make videos for people that haven't paid for the ticket, that haven't made the effort to attend and go. And that just leads me on to one final thing, really. I just want to thank everybody at the show who was really, really courteous to me. Lots of people, I think, recognised me, could see that I was working, you know, up to a professional level at recording and videoing the show, and it was getting out of my way, and they was allowing me, you know, space and freedom to move around and film the rooms. I really, really appreciate it from the people that did that. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you all appreciate, you know, the effort that I've put in, and the effort that I'll be putting in for you to create these videos. If you wasn't excited, you should be excited now, because I can assure you there was some amazing stuff at this show, amazing systems that I got to video and record. You know, bear with me, I've done my best. It's not going to be perfect. The recordings are not going to be perfect, and the video is not going to be perfect, but it literally is as good as I can possibly get it right now. So I hope you enjoy the video coverage that's coming. Thank you to all the manufacturers and exhibitors that let me film in their rooms. When you see some of the stuff at the Munich High End Show, and you hear some of these systems, and you see just the love and care that goes into the products that these manufacturers make, it's literally mind-blowing, and it blows the top off the hi-fi industry in general. Yes, these are mega money systems, and for those of you who are lucky enough to be able to afford these, I am honestly massive. I've envy. I'm massively envious of that. But for all of us who are kind of normal, live in the real world, what a wonderful experience to be able to see these and to be able to listen to them, to be able to look at them. The shows like this really make you appreciate what the hi-fi, or certainly the high end of the hi-fi industry, is all about. And it is literally about putting smiles on people's faces. It's about making music come to life and celebrate the joy that is listening to music, because lots of people listen to music on phone speakers and stuff, and if only they got to hear what music can sound like, I think a lot more of the world would be into this amazing hobby. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave me a thumbs up if you did, or a double thumbs up if that's even possible. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's never been a better time to subscribe to the channel, because there's so much good content coming, so much. Hit that notification bell if you haven't hit that one already, so that you get a nudge every time the videos go live. It's really useful, I think, to get that. And make sure you go and visit our website come the end of the Munich videos, and I'm sure you'll all agree with me. I'm like this, while my face is like this. It's like, wow, what a show, because it is something special. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.